Welcome to Astrology Heals, a podcast that brings you messages of hope and healing from the planets. I'm your host, Marina Ormes, author and founder of Astrology Heals. I'm an evolutionary and transformational astrologer of over 30 years. My purpose is to help you live your authentic truth with clarity, courage, and creative power. The August 12th Leo solar eclipse is a potent one. It could be an uncomfortable time for some of us, but I think it will make sense when you understand what is happening. In the world around us, we could see the performance and vying for attention and power that Leo brings. But on the personal level, if you're paying attention, there is a powerful opportunity here. It's asking us to be more of who we are. It's asking us to shine our light in the world. It says, be full of yourself. But the question is, what are you being full of? Are you being who you want to be? Or are you being who others want you to be? Are you proud of who you are? Are you being your best self? How are you showing up? A solar eclipse is an important time in which a kind of portal opens up. If you're working consciously with your own healing or evolutionary process, things might click into place more quickly or easily than usual. And this solar eclipse, exact on August 12th, 2026 at 10:36 a.m. Pacific time, is at 20 degrees Leo. And it happens at a time when the inner planets, Venus and Mercury, are in an exact double sextile with Uranus, which is still in a very, very close double sextile with Pluto and Neptune. So during this potent lunation, this new moon solar eclipse, we have extra support from multiple sextiles forming 5 points of a 6-pointed star. This is the cradle or basket formation that is the highlight of summer 2026 being activated by an eclipse. The outer planet sextiles during the eclipse are not quite as tight as they were in mid-July, especially around the 19th and 20th. But it's still very close, and it's being activated by inner planets Mercury at 5 degrees Leo and Venus at 5 degrees Libra. Listen to some of my past episodes for more details on this extremely rare sextile triangle alignment of the outer planets. The sextiles are bringing in this energy of support. Sextiles are the opportunity aspect. They don't force anything on us in the way that a square might, and they don't hand us something in the same way a trine sometimes feels like it does. A sextile is more like an open door. It's there. It's available, but we still have to be the ones to walk through it. And with this eclipse, the support is not doing the work for us, but it is going to amplify whatever work we're already doing, consciously or unconsciously. Conscious choices are supported. And if we're choosing unconsciously, there is support for that. So we'll be well served when we consciously choose what we want and we're willing to release old habits, patterns, old beliefs, old thinking, and take advantage of this opportunity to step more fully into the creative, shiny, expressive beings we are here to be. This is about embodying leadership. In episode 6, I shared about how Jupiter in Leo is asking us to think of ourselves as leaders and role models as we move through these times of change and orienting ourselves to the future. And I want to be clear about what I mean by leadership, because it's not necessarily about titles or being in charge of other people. It's about leading your own life. It's about being the one who decides what you stand for, rather than letting circumstances or other people's expectations decide for you. With Leo, leadership is warm, it's generous, it's expressive. It leads by example and presence, not by force. So when I talk about stepping into leadership around this eclipse, I'm really talking about stepping into ownership of your own story. So how are you showing up? Are you proud of yourself? Are you being your best self? If you're in the spotlight, if you have the ability to take up space, how will you use that opportunity? How will you allow yourself to be seen? Leo is the sign where we learn what we can do. Think about when kids say, "Look at me, look at what I did, look at what I made." As adults, it's that same impulse. What do you want people to see? What you do, what you make, how you're being in the world. Are you proud of what you've accomplished? But also, are you proud of what you're working on, what you're in the midst of, what you're becoming, how you're changing, what you're discovering? Are you feeling good about those things? As we take advantage of this opportunity for transformation that this eclipse brings, watch for any places where you might be performing or in the spotlight and notice, are you performing? Are you showing up in ways that share your truth, that show who you really are, that reveal your essence? Are you standing in confidence to be seen as a leader in what you're actually good at, what you feel inside, what's true to who you are? Does it fulfill your sense of purpose? Is it authentic, genuine, useful, helpful? Notice also any ways that you might be showing up that you're not proud of, because those are the things it's time to leave behind. It's time to move on from. And this is an important time to pay attention, because even though it may not feel comfortable, noticing where you might be trying to please others, to meet the expectations of people around you, to fit in, gain approval, try to win the acceptance of others, could be unhealthy, right? Maybe you're afraid of rejection. Maybe you need people to prove their loyalty to you, their love, their devotion. These are some of the ways that we unconsciously seek attention that aren't really in our best interest. Because if you aren't ready to stand in your genuine, truthful self-confidence, the weaknesses are going to be right there on the surface for others to see during this eclipse. So it's an invitation to recognize these places for yourself, to notice where you might be showing up in ways that aren't genuine, that aren't in alignment with your true purpose. Because this is the moment, this is the time to take advantage of this support for stepping more fully into that bright, shiny, creative, expressive self that is who you are. When you feel good about what you're doing or sharing, others will notice that and you will attract positive attention. If others see that you genuinely care about them, their respect for you will grow. If you step into confidence, clarity, the ability to project real strength in who you are and what you believe in, that will be supported. And if you're unconsciously falling into some of the pitfalls of seeking attention or approval for the wrong reasons, that could inadvertently be supported by this open door sextile support and potentially cause you more problems. So pay attention to the areas where you don't feel fulfilled, where things are not lining up the way you'd like them to be, where you might notice you're performing a role rather than being your true self. This is the time to notice those things. It doesn't mean you're bad or wrong. It just means something is showing up so you can see it and recognize, oh, that's what I'm ready to release. So how do you do this? How do you do this work? It's a great time to journal, to reflect on the patterns that may be coming to the surface for you. Something showing up in your life. Maybe you have an interaction with someone or find yourself in a situation where you're suddenly in the spotlight or the attention is on you. Take the time to step back and think it through for yourself. Give yourself that support to ask, what happened? How did it feel? How did you respond? If you didn't feel good about it, why not? It's not about judgment. It's just about noticing. The places where you notice are the places where you can support yourself in doing that healing work, in recognizing what kind of different ways there might be for you to see yourself or think about the situation. Maybe talking to a friend and getting some support could be just the thing. Some questions that might help you get started. When was the last time you truly felt seen? What made that moment different from the times when you felt like you were performing? Is there a version of yourself that you show at work or in certain spaces or with certain people that doesn't quite match who you are when no one is watching? If you imagine yourself a year from now, once you've fully stepped into this self-confidence, what does that version of you look like? How does that version of you think and respond and care for yourself? Even just choosing one of those questions to think through might get your own process started. This solar eclipse is a moment of shift. It opens a portal that helps us move through a process of change. This could be uncomfortable for some of these reasons. It might be bringing things to the surface, helping us more clearly see who we are, how we're showing up, how other people see us. But it's really an opportunity to identify ways to more powerfully and effectively be present, to be more genuine in how we're seen, how we show up, how we share shine our light, bring more of who we are into being in the world in that way that we might call leadership, but is really just being more of who we are. It's a powerful opportunity to practice being more of yourself, taking up space, living in ways that are more free, more joyful, more creative, more passionate about the things you really care about. It's time to be full of yourself, to be bold, audacious, courageous, heart-centered, and to step into whatever opportunities, whatever doors are opening in your life. It's true for all of us as we move through this outer planet cradle, this basket formation. It's an opportunity to be our best selves, to step into new creative ways of sharing our essence, of moving forward and living our lives in ways that are more powerful and meaningful. So be full of yourself, but be full of your true self, not who you think people want you to be. When you think about that old criticism that says, don't be so full of yourself, what is it really saying? It's saying, don't be so full of who you are. Be who we want you to be instead. So this solar eclipse in Leo is inviting us to do the opposite, to be full of yourself, full of who you really are, to find the strength and confidence to stand in, share, express, and shine from your truth, from that genuine, deep knowing of what matters most to you. That's what I've got for you this episode. Take some time over the next few days to journal, to notice where you might be performing versus truly shining, and celebrate the parts of yourself you're proud of. Thanks for being here and supporting this podcast by following, rating, and sharing it with a friend. All of my past episodes are available, and I do dive deeper into some of these outer planet configurations that we are moving through as we speak. Thanks for being here, and until next time, be well. This is Marina Ormes. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Astrology Heals: Clarity, Courage, and Creative Power. If you'd like to dive in a little deeper with this material, I invite you to join my member community at transformationalastrology.com. There, we work together to unlock the energy of each unique moon cycle through guided meditations, exercises, and more to support you in your journey to be your best self and to be the best you can be to make a positive difference in the world around you. That's transformationalastrology.com. Check it out. You can also find daily Mood of the Day videos on my YouTube channel at Astrology Heals. See you there.